Nestled in the heart of Alaska, Tanacross Airport has a rich history dating back to its construction in 1943 during World War II. It was initially activated supporting Lend-Lease aircraft heading to the Soviet Union. Today, the airport primarily serves as a tanker base for refueling and refilling flame retardant in firefighting aircraft for the Alaskan interior. When not being used for firefighting, Tanacross has become a vibrant hub for motorsports thanks to the dedication of the Carter family. Since 1986, it's been a playground for car and motorcycle enthusiasts, with the Fairbanks Racing Lions playing a significant role. In 1987, the Fairbanks Racing Lions introduced motorcycle racing to Tanacross, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Alaskan motorsports.
None of this would exist without the Carter family. Because of them, this is because of them. It wouldn't be here.
How long have you been doing it?
Since 1988. I started racing here in 1987, which was the first motorcycle Tanacross. And a riding buddy of mine was one of the drag racers at Fairbanks Racing Lions, Glenn Gillette. He was the president of the club at the time. And he came up and he said, we used to go out riding on this curvy roads, and he said, I'm gonna start a road race down at Tanacross. And I said, yeah, right, good luck. And a couple months later he said, we're gonna do it. And it was like late August 28th or something. One weekend, one race the first year.
1 year later, in 1988, Wayne Carter took the reins, stepping in to lead the races for the Fairbanks Racing Lions. With his steady hand and deep passion for the sport, Wayne became the driving force behind the races at Tanacross.
The club was big then.
Yeah.
So there were like 15 or 20 helpers.
Oh, wow.
From the club that were doing time with stopwatch stuff. They set it on a table and, did stopwatches. And so he set it up and we coned it off, and we didn't go to the river at that time, just around the big part there. And so it was really a lot of fun. Had a good turnout, a lot of people, and like I said, a lot of help. And then he got transferred. He worked for Wang Computers. He got transferred to Germany. He said, if you want to keep racing, you're going to have to join the club and run it. And I said, okay. And that was about it. That was about the training I got. I mean, it was, nothing. So luckily at the time, the club was still helping out, like for the first maybe 3-4 years. We'd get 2 or 3 at least that would come down, and one of the people would get the permits going, that kind of thing. So I didn't have to do that admin part. And I had a guy named Jeff Fay, and the two of us ran it. And then he burned out after about 4, maybe 5 years, and he quit. And then I was just on my own, and then they kind of transitioned me into doing all of the admin stuff so that I would get a hold of people. Aaron Ruger worked at a Suzuki shop in Anchorage, and he started telling everybody, because he'd been racing in the outside, professionally, and he came up here and says, this is the most fun I've had and I don't know how long. And so he started telling everybody, and then all of a sudden we had 65. And Aaron and I looked at each other and said, we're not telling anybody about this ever again, because every time I couldn't ride.
Yeah.
Every time I went to throw my leg over the bike, it was Wayne.
His daughters, Sarah and Caroline, grew up in this world of speed and camaraderie. From a young age, they were immersed in the culture of racing, learning the ropes, and eventually playing a key role in managing the events.
How old were your daughters when they decided that they wanted to ride too?
They were pretty young, because they always wanted to get on the bike, and go for rides, and then they had their bicycles down here, I think with training wheels, I can't remember, but they had little bikes. So then when they became teenagers, they would get all their friends together and they would be corner workers because it was fun money.
Yeah.
They just had to sit on a corner and they'd make $100, for a weekend. So I always had corner workers, never without it. And then when they got old enough to ride, they learned how to ride here because, you know, it's wide open. You know, they had a, I can't remember what it was, some 500V twin, and they called it the couch because it was just, you know, it was just easy and kind of fun. So they both learned to ride here.
For over 3 decades, the Carter family has been the heartbeat of motorcycle racing at Tanacross, ensuring that every event is not just a race, but a celebration of community and the love of the sport. The real heart of Tanacross lies in the relationships formed off the track. Generations come together, sharing not just a passion for racing, but for community. For Wayne Carter and his daughters, Sarah and Caroline, this track is like a second home. They've watched families grow, friendships deepen, and racers return year after year, all drawn by that same sense of belonging. But like all things, time brings change. In 2024, Wayne and his daughters will manage their last event, choosing to step back and enjoy the races like everyone else has. Their legacy, however, will continue to echo through the laughter, the camaraderie, and the shared love for racing at Tanacross.
I love riding this motorcycle at Tanacross.
What's your favorite part about Tanacross?
All the people having fun.
You and Monica are expecting another one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another Tanacross, baby.
The Tanacross track spans 3.17 miles with a challenging layout of 48 direction changes per lap, averaging 12 between major corners. Key sections include the hangar corner, start-finish line in front of an old airplane hangar, the decreaser, a tricky decreasing radius turn, old turn 1, a hard right turn after a heavy braking zone, the jump, a permafrost heave that develops from Alaska's harsh winters that changes throughout the season, the river corner, a hairpin turn near the riverbank of the Tanana River, the Fast S, a high-speed section leading back to the hangar corner.
The track runs counterclockwise and features a unique 3-lap time trial format, where each rider begins with 1 warm-up lap, followed by 2 timed laps. This format sets Tanacross apart from other venues, emphasizing precision and speed. 1 test and tune and 4 timed events. Racing classes include 250, 500, 600, 750, open class, and supermoto. Tanacross has been a proving ground for many notable racers and technicians. Ben Thompson began his racing career at Tanacross before making his mark in AMA Superbike. In 2006, at 23, he qualified on pole at Mid-Ohio in just his 4th professional race, following 2 WERA national championships and 2 AMA amateur titles. Thad Langford, a multiple-time state champion and the standing Tanacross lap record holder, moved to the Pacific Northwest and found success in the club racing scene with OMRA and WMRRA. On the technical side, Thomas Davidson, a tuner for 2-time state champion Devin Schimpf, began his career at Tanacross. Davidson advanced to AMA Nationals, now Moto America, starting as a mechanic and working his way up to crew chief. He contributed to winning the 2019 Twins Cup Championship with Alex Dumas for Team Hammer and another AMA Moto America Championship in 2020 as crew chief with Rocco Landers for Team Hammer. At the heart of Tanacross racing stands the Aaron Ruger Championship Trophy, a symbol of excellence. Each year, the overall champion's name and bike are engraved into the trophy, forever marking their place in history. The champion gets to babysit the trophy for a year, carrying the weight of their victory and the legacy of those who came before.
Aaron Ruger was one of the more influential ones. He wasn't, you know, in the admin part of it or anything, but he really was the cheerleader to get a lot of people up here. And I don't remember what year, sometime in the 90s, he moved to Colorado. I think it was Colorado. He got the flu or something and died. So some of the guys says, you know, let's make a memorial trophy and we'll just start it from, you know, when he was #1 and then just start adding names all the way around. And so that's where it came from.
The Aaron Ruger Championship Trophy is more than just a prize. It's a legacy passed from one champion to the next, embodying the spirit of competition at Tanacross. Join us at Tanacross, where family, friends, and the spirit of racing come together to create something truly special. This has been a journey through the heart of Tanacross with the Fairbanks Racing Lions. Thank you for watching, And thank you to the Carters for your dedication to our sport.
So happy that they ran it for all these years, and they let us goons come up here and have a bunch of fun and rein us in when we have a little too much fun, like doing wheelies on a golf cart through the pits.
Say thank you for all your years of putting this on and putting up with all these people, a bunch of jokers that we are, and just making it all work. It's amazing.
Wayne, thank you. Even though you're older than rocks in my backyard, you're a great guy. Just one rock. I think the other rocks aren't that old.
Thanks, Carters!
Thanks for all the good times, Carters.
Wayne, you and your family, Sarah and Caroline and you, there would not be a Tanacross without you. You're like the TOG. You're like Tanacross original gangsta. Dude, I am so glad that you have taken the time and the passion to set up this thing for us that we can carry on. And I love you guys, and I love racing up there. It is so much fun. We have a great family, and it's all because of you. So thank you very much.
Tanacross is like the MotoGP of Alaska to me, and thank you, Carters, for everything you've done. It's been an amazing 10 years, and here's to more.
Tanacross means the absolute world to me, and I love the relationships I made while I was up there, and I just wanted to say thank you to the Carter family.
Do you have anything you want to say or a message that you want to pass on to the future racers of Tanacross?
Yeah, make it a collaboration. Most of my best ideas came from other people, from Mark Takatani, from Aaron Ruger, from a lot of the people that were racing, and they'd make suggestions. Mark Takatani spent all winter thinking about how to solve problems down here.